Ashley and Jason, and we are going to be going over our favorite Christmas movies. But before we get into it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell to become part of the family. And if you...
Alright, so we're going over our top 5. With mine, it's so hard to pick 5 movies, but I have narrowed it down. I'm not sure if it's my top 5 necessarily, but I think it's pretty much it. But my first one that I was thinking of was Home Alone. So I've loved Home Alone ever since I saw it when I was a kid. I think two things. I think that I definitely felt like Kevin just because I was the youngest in my family, and you know, when you're home alone, it just reminds you of the movie and Christmas. But also when I think of Home Alone, I think about the message of Home Alone. You know, he wanted to grow up so fast like all of us when we were kids, but he learned that during Christmas time or any time, the best memories that he's going to have is with family and not by yourself. And plus, it's friggin' hilarious. I love it.
That's a good pick. I didn't really like it growing up, but Jason's kind of slowly gotten me liking it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Alright, so my first Christmas movie would have to be Holiday in Your Heart. And you've heard me say this movie a couple of times, but it's the Liam Rimes story of how she got to the Grand Ole Opry. And I don't know, I think I just like it because the message behind it, how she learns to like have her family first, make her family a priority, not her fame, and the fact that, you know, she didn't know that there were angels near her, but she learned that not everything's going to go her way. And I think now seeing it as an adult, it really puts perspective for me just to take it easy and to know that, okay, something may not go right, but you know, there's people watching out for you and you're gonna just be fine. And I love the music in it. The acting is borderline, but it's pretty good. It's a movie I grew up watching, and Jason likes it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, you know, before, I think it's definitely a hidden gem. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, of course. Christmas Vacation is, and believe me, this isn't in like 1, 2, 3 order or anything. Christmas Vacation, again, I gotta say, in general, my family just growing up, we love that movie, and it's very relatable for us because the holidays, like I said, you know, everybody's trying to get everything done. It's really hectic, especially back then when I was a kid. You know, you had to go to the store and get everything. If you wanted something, you wanted a present, you had to wait in line. You had to wait long hours, you know, after work or something, to wait in a long line all night or something to get some sort of toy. And it just reminds me, that movie just reminds me so much of growing up with Christmases. And even though I loved our Christmases, you know, they were like anyone's, I feel like, would be chaotic. It's just hard to get to that finish line and get everything done, the presents and the wrapping, and get all your day-to-day stuff done. And it's just that movie, with you do all that stuff and then all the family comes over, which I love. But it's just everybody's different personalities all in one house and everything.
And
we had that. And yeah, I mean, they clashed every now and then, but it was just a lot of fun. It was hilarious, funny, and you tell stories and all sorts of stuff, especially when everybody's around. But I also just in general love that movie. Obviously, I don't feel like we relate to like all these characters, but when I watch the movie, I just love all of the characters in that specific movie, and I think it's great. And I think at the message at the end of the movie about, like, all of us, we're just trying to make it the best Christmas, and at the end when Clark says I did it, I feel like everybody feels like that at the end of Christmas. It's like, we got everything done, we did it, we made it, you know?
That's definitely part of my list too. I knew Jason was gonna say that
yeah,
one, so I didn't.
Just trying to stay away from.
Yeah, but I do have to agree. I love that movie so much now. I don't really remember watching it as a kid, but I remember watching like the other vacation movies, so I love all of them, like the originals. So growing up, I wished my Christmases were more like the Clarks' Christmases. A lot of my family, especially my dad's side, was farther away. So just seeing the family dynamic of everyone coming together really puts a perspective for me as an outsider, not really having both sides of the family come together, until I met Jason, and then it was like this big, huge crowd of people, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I'm so excited. I love this. Like, I love seeing all the in-laws get along. I love seeing all of the cousins come together. It's just, it really feels like Christmas when all the family's together. And I really do appreciate, the movie more now being in a bigger family.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, would have to be the spirit of Christmas. Now, this is a new one for me, and we've talked about it on my birthday vlog, but I love the storyline. I love how it brings the 1800s to present day together. And I am not one to like Hallmark movies at all. You can ask Jason, you can ask my parents. I really don't like those cheesy type of movies. But this Hallmark movie is just one of the best stories of them all. Yes, it still has the element of cheesy in it, and it's predictable, you know what's going to happen at the end. Kind of. I'm not going to give it away.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, yeah. No, that movie, it's new. I think it definitely has a good message.
And I like how they dress the character up, the older character up. It's very classy, and I love that style on guys. I wish Jason would dress like that, but we're not in
50s, 40s. No, 20s.
No, it wasn't the 20s. It was like the 1900s. Yeah, I wish that style was still back or now, because it's just really classy, and I think Jason would look really good in it. For me, I kind of relate to the main character. She wasn't really into the thought of falling in love with somebody, or she never thought that she would. And for me, I never thought that I would growing up where I did until I met Jason. And then it's kind of the same thing. She doesn't realize it until it's right in front of her. And I like it, and I like that she has a happy ending, and I think I do too. So it's just one of those good movies that Jason actually made me watch, because at first I did not want to watch it until I knew that there was like ghosts and mystery stuff. So yeah, it's one of the good movies.
Yeah, it's not that old, so I mean it's a couple of years old. 2015
actually.
Yeah, so it's kind of a new hidden gem for Christmas. But I watch the Hallmark Channel. I mean, not all of them are amazing, but I watch most of the Christmas movies that I see, pretty much. But yeah, this is interesting from 4 to 5. So number 4 is actually my favorite Christmas movie, and I think it's a classic. I think it's brilliant.
I think I know what he's going to say.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
By far the best Christmas movie. To me, it is one of the best movies of all time, if not the best movie of all time. I just think that the characters and what George Bailey goes through and what he does for his brother by giving his brother the opportunity to go to college, and then him stay there and take on the family business, and it was really tough on him and the family, and going through all that even though he had dreams, and for him to go all the way through. I hope people that are watching this have seen the movie, but so spoiler warning. And the fact that he saved his brother's life, and he does so many.
I was just gonna say that the fact that he gave his brother opportunity of living.
Yeah, he literally saved his brother's life when he was young, to have the opportunity to go to college, and just the storyline of going through the sacrifices and what he did for his family and his own kids and his wife, and then at the end when he thinks that his life has been meaningless, and for all of these examples to come forward and show him that his life had meaning, and and that his life he should not throw away because of money. And I think it stands true today. I think it'll stand true for all time. I think it's a brilliant movie. I think it's funny at times and it's sad at others, and I just think it's just a great message. And the ending, of course, is just, yeah, I hope I'm not spoiling any. I mean, it's such an old movie. I hope everybody's seen this, but it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant, and I love it. I watch it every year.
We need to watch it tonight.
Yeah, and I just think it stands the test of time. That's my number 4. My number 5 is interesting, but go ahead.
So to backtrack on that movie, I actually had never seen it until I met Jason, because I don't know why, but my mom doesn't like it, because I think her grandpa played it over and over
Could
again.
be,
I don't
yeah.
know the story. I'd have to ask her, but I love that movie too, and I knew Jason was going to say that movie, so I didn't put it on my list, but I love the storyline, and I love how he just goes through the struggle, but then realizes that he means so much to so many people, and it's just really cool. And we didn't know this after picking Sawyer's name, but Tom Sawyer is actually mentioned in the movie a lot. So I like to say that
there's a lot of connections.
I kind of like to say that we kind of named Sawyer after It's a Wonderful Life, because
in a way,
because we named him after Mark Twain's book, so it kind of holds sentimental hold to me in that sense. And if you guys didn't know, and Jason pointed this out to me, but the old guy that's in the movie is actually Drew Barrymore's grandpa.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So Mr. Potter.
Yeah. So it was really cool to see, like, her lineage from back then. And I just love the cast. It's a great ensemble.
The cast,
really
I mean, they just did a great job. The writing, the directing, the cast, Jimmy Stewart did such an amazing job.
Be the Christmas Box. Now this movie, Jason's never seen it.
I was about to say, I was like,
I believe it's I want to say a Lifetime movie, or maybe one of those like Christian Channel movies. But it has, the main character is the guy that played Johnny in The Waltons. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but it's such a powerful story. And here's a little brief synopsis of it. This man and his wife get a job taking care of this elderly woman, and they have a little daughter, and they move into the home into like their guest quarters. And this woman is pretty well off. Like, her husband designed this something, and I totally forgot because it's been a while since I've seen it, but designed something, and they were wealthy. And throughout this movie, this man is having dreams about this music box, and it takes him through the house, and he finds it, and he finds out that the dark secret that the old lady had. So it's just really interesting, and then seeing the heartbreak in her, and then realize at the end, like, they become kind of her family at the end. And it's just one of those movies where it's like family is really important, and that once your family's gone, you just become so bitter and heartbroken that you don't see that there's potential people that will step in and be your family. So I just like the storyline, and it is a dark movie, but it's has such a good message. It's kind of like Holiday in Your Heart. It's one of those movies where it just throws you a curveball, and you just need to pay attention and take the story in, like take the message in. And that I'm for those movies. You can ask Jason. I love those type of movies where it makes you think, and it makes you like reflect on your own life after you watch it, and you feel so much more gratitude towards spending an hour or two watching a movie, and something that you can take away from it. So it's just one of those good movies. It is very hard to find. I actually looked for it. Yeah.
Holiday in Your Heart is too.
Holiday in Your Heart is literally, you can't find it at all.
I don't even know if you can actually find it.
But like, I literally looked it up, and this movie is actually, there's 2 parts, and I forgot the second one. I forgot the second movie. But the first movie like there's a 2-parter DVD that you can get off of Amazon, but it's like $80. It's so hard to find. That's how hard it is. So I'll put a little picture right here of all the movies, but it's really good. Really good.
So
You're number 5.
Number 5. So there's a ton of, I literally have, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 Christmas movies that we watch every year. Isn't actually a movie you can really buy. It is my family Christmas videos that are on DVD since I was a little baby. It starts from the ones that we still have. So we have all the way from
Your second?
Yeah, my second birthday. Or
No, Christmas.
yeah, Christmas. I'm 2. Yeah. Anyway, the reason I say it's in my top list is because it definitely is. It's right up there with. It's probably my number 1 because I don't consider it to be an actual movie. I consider it just to be my home videos. But I love looking back for so many different reasons. One, because it reminds me of that time period when I was a little kid and how excited I was and having my family around me and us, telling stories down the road and in the following years, and then seeing what we were like and how our voices sounded and just who we were as kids. And it's just always amazing, funny, sad at the same time, but nostalgic. And I just like looking back and smiling on those memories because, like I said, nothing really lasts forever, and you just cherish those moments. And I love the fact that to me, and so this is something I've never talked about this on the channel, but I'm very, very fascinated by time travel. I love it. Hence, I love Back to the Future. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is because when I look back at these movies, I feel like it's a way to literally time travel because I'm seeing these home videos of my family and me, and it's like you're back in that time, and it's just amazing. I love that, and I love that I have the opportunity to watch those, and that's why it's not really my number 5, but it's my top 1.
Dang, that was it's gonna be a better one
Boom.
than mine. Now, to comment on that, it's really kind of cool being an outsider coming in, and Jason, we play him all through Christmas. We've been watching them.
My gosh, yeah.
Seeing him from a young age and seeing like some of the things that our kids do, totally
It's totally
yeah. Jason.
You get different
genetics,
stuff.
yeah.
You get different stuff when you're watching it.
It's to the point
different
where
ages.
I've never met some of these people, and I know exactly who they are. I can tell them by their voice. That's because I've seen them so many times. But it's kind of cool seeing the way he grew up. And I only have one DVD myself of me, like around 3 years old. But it's kind of cool to just go back and watch the movies. Like we watch them with his mom all the time, and we're busting up laughing at
Telling
what Jason
stories.
does or what his siblings do, or
Oh my god.
talking about what they got that year, or even seeing their family dog.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool, and so I'm putting a person to a face, or like a name to a face, or a dog to a dog, like a name to a dog. So it's kind of cool being an outsider, seeing all of that and understanding why he likes Christmas so much. So
Last one.
I don't have home movies, but my first and my most favorite Christmas movie would have to be the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much. It's
So you like the new version too?
Yeah. I never grew up watching the older, like the 50s.
The original.
Yeah,
original.
like
I like that movie.
I like it, but I really like the Jim Carrey version just because Jim Carrey does an awesome role as the Grinch, and the story behind it is just so strong when they're saying, Christmas isn't about presents, it's about being with your family, it's being about around the people that you love and cherish. And for me, that brings me back to my childhood and just being with my family and knowing the importance of presents are awesome to get, but they don't last. Your family does. And I think it kind of goes with Jason's home videos. You may forget what you get for Christmas, but seeing the video and seeing your face just really puts a perspective of what Christmas means to you and where it's going, you know, like, and I love the Grinch. It's really cool. And my mom, if you're watching this, yes, she used to call me the Grinch because I went through a phase where I hated Christmas. But here I am.
She likes Halloween.
Yeah, here I am loving Christmas again, and I love that movie. But with that said, that was our last movie. I hope you guys enjoyed walking down our movie lane. We definitely enjoy a lot more than movies. This was very hard. But with that said, remember, family, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell to become part of the family. Until then, have a fun-filled day, and we'll talk to you in our next video. See you later.